the gram. Woke up to deposits and it's only 8 a.m. Do it for the fam, I don't do it for the gram. Do it for my daughters, do it for my little man. That's my 2020, reason why I win. Lot of missed calls, looking bloody in my call log. I bet to myself, I'm not sorry that I logged, dog. Check my mental health, I was feeling like a lost dog. Bounce back and wipe my paws off. Get it off the humble and I stick to what I know. Nights on top of nights, long nights took a toll. Took some steps back, but I still get up and I go. And now you know, I'ma make some and I'ma spend it, yeah. New Jeep, no doors with it, no. I won't stop now, who you kidding? Every day I wake up, I'ma send it, I'ma send it, I'ma send it. Every day I wake up, I'ma send it, I'ma make some and I'ma spend it. Every day I wake up, I'ma send it. Pressure on me daily, got the family on my back. Dreams are getting bigger, put the city on my map. Wrote inside my palm, but I'll try not to get attached. Moment that is here, could be over just like that. Fast car, no NASCAR. I was never working hard, I guess I'm mad smart. Top speed like a rocket, it was blast off. 6 figures from my couch without a mask on. Waited for my cycle like a laundromat. Going to the moon, it's on top and that. 2 straight years of dropping back to back. Epidemic jumping like an acrobat. I'ma make some and I'ma spend it, yeah. New Jeep, no doors with it, no. I won't stop now, who you kidding? Every day I wake up, I'ma send it, I'ma send it, I'ma send it. Every day I wake up, I'ma send it, I'ma make some and I'ma spend it. Every day I wake up, I'ma send it. Plain on my wrist, for real. LV on my chick, for real. Waco taking risks, for real. Went through hell to get to this, for real. I'm not pressed with making lists, for real. I stay low and stack my chips, for real. You keep looking for a flip, for real. That's not wealth, that's rich, for real. 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 Really real. Really real. Really real. Really real. For real. For real. For real. For real. No liens on the whip, for real. I get bored, I take a trip, for real. Take a loss, I never trip, for real. Been in shock, I'm not a lick, for real. Don't trust the soul, it's on my hip, for real. Make a move and you get hit, for real. No pictures by the crib, for real. Can't let them know just why I live, for real. 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 Really real. Really real. Really real. Really real. For real. For real. For real. For real. Plain Jane on my wrist, for real. LV on my chick, for real. Waco taking risks, for real. Went through hell to get to this, for real.
Good morning all. Happy Monday, happy Monday. Let's get it. See what we got going on today. See what we have on the charts. Bank holiday today. So typically bank holiday, I don't really trade, but it's not a European bank holiday and it's not US. So since it's only one bank, I thought I'd show up and have a look at what's going on, you know. Normally if it's like European bank and GBP bank, London session's cooked, right? Because you just don't have any bank open to potentially bring volume. Traders gonna take that off. But when we have only the GBP bank and USD's banks are all open, yeah, I think it should be somewhat okay here. So we'll see though, we'll see and take it from there. So 15-minute candle just closed here, closed below. I'm kind of already seeing that above here is going to be an option, but let's double check this. Calendar today is going to be Monday here, the 5th. As we can see, GBP bank holiday. We have a JPY bank holiday as well, so that's GJ totally cooked. But US is open. We actually have USD news later on, and yeah, if anything, if we don't get a move in London, it's definitely coming during NY. I'd be surprised for the whole day to range today, but who knows. So start off on weekly on gold here. We can see weekly time frame closing bearish here. Start of one of the first proper resistance we've had basically since back here, where we've had two bearish candle close previous week and this week. So definitely could start to form at least a higher time frame breather period, meaning range on higher time frames before potentially agreeing or looking to make its way towards the downside. If we're looking at daily time frame here, previous daily did close doji bullish, and we're seeing previous 4-hour candle here close bullish. So technically we are bullish bias today. Trying to get back into that 15-minute resistance seems to be the case. Now counter trend sells today I don't really like so far, just because of this bullish price action. I prefer to look for buys, and for me buys above this 15 make a lot more sense. Basically above here, if we can get a close above here would make sense. Now we do have a 30 above it, which is a little bit concerning, but it's at least gives us room. So we hope that we get a decent close. That 30 is somewhere here, so it's like 38 pips. I'm gonna put that in there just to have it. There you go, 30. So yeah, it's at least, you know, 25 30 pips here. What are we, 28? Okay, so it's enough obviously to make a decision, and then above there it's super clean as well. So that's kind of my plan here today on gold. Pretty straightforward plan with the way we set up. So it's a great range. It's not a small range. From top to bottom we're looking at almost 90 pip, 83 there. So it's definitely a decent range, something I'm you know, would be interested in. If we're looking at DAX here, on the other hand, DAX European banks are open, and you know, it could end up giving some good opportunity, and we'll see what ends up happening on that. Looking at daily time frame here, daily's bullish. Previous daily closed at resistance though. 4-hour time frame is bearish, so mixed session bias. No bottom wick on current 4-hour. Gonna check that on broker, because you know, sometimes we open a little bit funny. Let's see, 4-hour, yeah, no bottom wick there, so it's the same. And yeah, looking at that, that's kind of the analysis here. Yeah, that's the analysis here. Looks quite good in terms of this range towards the upside with mixed bias. 4 hours there, mark that already. No bottom wick is the concern though. Now if sells are gonna make sense, I'm trying to think of what's a good sell plan. So we have this resistance here. Let's see, 4 hour, 1 hour is clean, 30 minutes is pretty much clean. We tapped this previous 30, what we're rejecting. 15 minute as well, we already tapped that. I think a close above here could make sense for buys in about 11 minutes. See what 5 is saying. 5 is a little bit messy till above here, so you need the 15 close here. Yeah, so let's wait for the 15 close. I'm just gonna put this as, like, you know, my little box, and then we see what ends up happening. So 11 minutes, let's see if it closes above. Pretty straightforward plans. Buys on DAX until setup 5 back down is the only option to take sells. I would still consider it if we get the setup 5 back down. And then for gold, looking for the buys above that resistance, which is key level as well. So I like how many times we're rejecting. The time we close above should give us a good move. I do hope it closes above, because it looks like a beautiful range this. So that's the plan for today. Let's get it, guys, and let's see what's going on. Hey bro, should I clip your stream content for rewards on WAP? Yes, you can. You can use the stream clips. You have to watch the stream, I guess, to find the clips, see some funny stuff. Do you guys remember which stream it was when we were opening CS cases? That was so funny. That was so funny. What day was that stream? Like 2.5 hours into the stream? Not 2.5, 1.5. What day was that, guy? Anyone remember? Let's see if someone is on point. For some reason, I don't have a gap on DAX as well. That's interesting. First time, normally I have the gaps with you guys. I think last Tuesday or Wednesday, we have to find out. 28? Oh, nice. So the 28th, bro. If you want to clip something funny, clip the 28th. Skip to when we're opening cases. I called the whole of chat gamblers. That was freaking funny. Can we use Pipe Lab for backtesting for free? Pipe Lab. That's a cool one. What's Pipe Lab? What type of pipes you want to test, brother? That's my question. I don't know what you're doing with pipes, but I'll leave that to you. I'll leave that to you. Don't want to know any more details past that. I do not want to know any more details past what you're doing with pipes. Pipe Lab. Plumbers. Oh shit. That's a great business idea. We can make a simulator for plumbers, how to put shit together, and call it Pipe Lab. Huh? What a good business idea. Yeah. Why did the stream start late today? Because today's bank holiday, actually. Typically, I don't trade on bank holidays. Today, I'm making an exception to have a look at the market because we have US bank open and European bank open. So since it's only one bank that's closed, I still do believe the chance that we have volume in the markets, but we'll see. US session is totally fine though. US session is totally fine. So that's why I do think that there's a possibility. DAX, what's DAX doing right now? Yeah, it needs to calm down a bit. But we do have quite a big range here. It's not the smallest range. So I'm not too worried about that. Yes, you can use PipLab's demo version for free. Yes. Also, guys, if you enjoyed the analysis, do the YouTube business. Leave a like on the stream. You know the drill. You know the drill. I just seen the rose spread of IC market, so nice. Good morning, bro. Now you realize, only took you a year plus. Telling you, bro. Would you have been taking gold trade already if stream started earlier? No chance, bro. There's no trade on. There hasn't been a trade if I started stream earlier. I mean, look, I started stream literally 15 minutes ago. I normally only take trades after 10 o'clock anyways. So, it's not really... The only reason I start stream at 9:30 is because to do the analysis before. Because analysis takes 15 minutes. Stream intro is 5 minutes. So by the time that's all done, it's like 10 minutes to 10 o'clock. But nothing has happened so far. This week's video was for beginners, but I still watched it for support. I appreciate it. You have to post all content. You have to realize that, you know, the channel, we want to... I have to also make content for people who don't watch me on a regular basis as well. Because, you know, that's just how it works. I'm sure if you were a beginner, you would want to see some, you know, beginner content, right? Not everyone here is at the level that you have become, right? You had to watch beginner content to get to this level. So I tend to forget that. I tend to post a lot of advanced concepts on my channel. and then those videos don't get much views because they don't help beginners. So I also have to consider that, hey, we need to help beginners as well. Check DAX, nothing to see on DAX until the candle closes, right? You can't have FOMO. You look at a chart. If it's pushing it, let it push. But the rules are when a candle closes, I look at it. So, you know, when it comes close to closing, then I'll have a look at it. Can we get a 1 minute strategy video next week if you want? I keep the 1 minute strategy in the exclusive group. I'm not going to post that type of video on YouTube because it will be misunderstood. Because I'm not a 1 minute trader, guys. I don't... Like, you have to understand that the trades come from different time frames. I'm merely using 1 minute for management and 1 minute for certain situations. I mean, the video in WAP that we have in the exclusive group is like 25 minutes long, just trying to explain it, you know? And it's a concept that I tell people, like, if you're not profitable on a 15 minute, if you don't know how to do everything else, do not go down to the 1 minute. Do not. If you go down to the 1 minute, you're going to get messed up. Because you don't know what to do on other time frames. Oops. What is risk to reward looking like here on a 15-minute close? About 42 points for 23. Yeah, not the best. So that tells me a good thing to look for is a 5-minute close above this resistance here. Starting my first prop challenge today, wish me luck. I will wish you luck, but first trade, I think, you know, man, that means we're going to take a loss. You know, it's just how it's going to work. First trade. I don't have gap on broker Gmail. So for me, it looks the same as this. How much is a membership at the gym with no girls in Dubai? I think that's like 10K a year. They're charging 10, 12K a year dirham, so about $2,800 a year for that gym. I was going to change to that gym. It's really good equipment. It's just too far, bro. It's like, it's kind of closer towards the desert side. I mean, it's take me too long to get there every day. You know? I mean, I like the no music stuff. I like the no music. No girls is like not a deal breaker, you know, but then it's a bit gay, you know. It's like, you know, what the fuck, you know, who's showing up there, man? You know, it's like someone's paradise, right? Only guys. So you start to ask questions. I mean, I don't mind it because I'm there to work out, but I think the ICT gym, I think, bro, if this guy comes on our stream, it's like this. Why did they do that? Some people prefer to only work out, you know, without no distractions and stuff like that. I think it's best like that. No, but let's say you have like your girlfriend or wife or something, and you want to bring them to the gym. You can't, right? It's like, oh, sorry, you can't come to the gym. It's not like they have a women's section. So I think that might be annoying. Or your mother wants to work out, you know, something like that. Your sister can't come, blah, 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 you know. Man, I actually wanted this 5 to close bearish here. That would have been a lot better. We don't know. 1 minute can still flip. The 1 minute here looks very nice high-low. I don't like all of this clean area here. This is definitely a threat to heavy pullbacks. Because the minute you lose this one structure here, right? The minute you lose this one structure here, that's it, game over. So let's see what ends up happening. This is also 30-minute close, but we're pushing hard here, pushing hard. In good news, there is volume today, which is, you know, not the worst. But in bad news, what the fuck is this push, man? Not really helping us out, right? I recently went back to the gym 4 days in a row trying to stay consistent. Yeah, remember, you have to do something in the gym you enjoy. Many people don't enjoy the gym. That's why it's not sustainable. If you want to do something sustainable, then it's you have to stay there for longer. I mean, not longer. If you want to stay there longer, you have to do things you enjoy. 5 minute looks different. Yes, it does. We're at resistances on 5 on ICL. Yeah, it's all messed up, the DAX chart, to be honest. Hopefully we get a thunderstorm or something, because we close below on the 5, so it's a pretty tough trade. I hurt my shoulder at the gym. Now I have to have a break. Nah, that's just an excuse. That's an excuse. You can train legs. Huh? You can train legs. I actually want to take it on the 5, missed the entry. There's no entry on the 5. This is not valid, this. Very tough to take this. This is how your DAX looks. Oh, on your DAX it looks good, but mine is completely different. Completely different means completely different. So I have to go with what my broker shows and what Tradingview shows. I mean, if you look at it like that, yeah, sure. But mine on my broker has resistance everywhere. If you train your shoulder badly, you can't train legs. Of course you can. Body weight lunges, don't need your shoulder. Leg extension, don't need your shoulder. You need to hold yourself down in a machine. You can use a strap, a seat belt yourself down. Hamstring curl, don't need. You see? Abductors, adductors, treadmill, all of that stuff, just to keep fit, just to keep going, you know? Check this flip here, check this flip, check this flip. Very interesting flip. Eesh. What are we planning on doing here, DAX, huh? What are we planning on doing? Please let me know. We need a stop loss placement. I really hope this 5 can close bearish. Next one close above. That's super juicy, that move there. We need that. We need that right now. DAX needs to pull up for us, not do this BS. We need this to close bearish. Next one close above. We get very nice stop loss. We get like a 17-point stop loss for a 23-point target. Break even at around 16 points. Right now, we don't really have that option because stop loss on a 50 minutes 44 points, and to here it's only 19 points. Pretty shit. Pretty shit. So hopefully we can form some of that rejection. Bro, I tried all of that badly when I trained legs. My whole right side from top to bottom was killing me because of shoulder injury. Yeah, it depends what you've done to your shoulder, obviously. That seems like you need an operation. If you need an operation, yeah, obviously. The first 5-minute structure that broke had volume. That's why I consider the entry. Am I wrong? Yes. Because there's no LTA. Unless you had LTA, but I didn't have. This is all resistances here, you know. But I have to follow what the broker says. For me, it was not really a clean zone. Because we didn't have 50-minute close. It's all choppy there. Gold is actually following a classic bank holiday range. So it looks like no London volume coming into gold. But DAX is working. DAX is moving here. Not really seeing too much. So maybe focuses on fully on DAX if it's going to be like that. But let's see, 1 minute. Can we reject here? Would be perfect. A rejection would be perfect here to give us some structure. What is DAX? DAX is the German exchange, like US 30, but in Europe. Come on, DAX, don't be like this. I wish we could just get this 15-minute close smaller, like somewhere here. That would have been perfect. DAX looks horrible for me, so I may take a miss on this trade if it comes. Yeah, I have the same. Yeah, this type of bullshit all to the left. Yes. Oh, yours is even worse. Yours looks even worse. Yours is already at the resistance. So we just need to wait here. We just need to wait and see how it ends up forming, because yours is even at the resistance. I mean, the thing is, it's pushing here. Let's see what we have. Maybe it can just leave this whole range if today wants to be a very aggressive day. Yeah, it's possible. Not giving us stop loss placement, guys. So stop loss placement is very important in a trade, guys. Just because a trade makes sense, if you don't have a stop loss placement, it doesn't make it worth taking, because stop loss placement also shows you the volume that's been executed in the chart, meaning that you're entering too late. If your range is smaller than your stop loss, smaller than your stop loss, you're in a difficult position. You're always in a difficult position when you have that. Secondly, you're not going to be paid because risk is calculated off stop loss. Unless you're pure gambling, which you're doing like 10% risk per trade, random stop loss to gain 10 pips for, like in this case, a 40 pip stop loss. But I don't recommend that, not the way I personally trade. Gold looks like it's pushing. Let's see if it's making its way back. It is. It is. How long till this close? 8 minutes. Damn, bro. Damn. That's a painful one. I really wish it was closer to the close. Let's see if we have other time frames. 1 hour close bullish here. 30-minute has a break of the high. So actually we could enter on 5. It's not. It is more aggressive, but it's not that crazy. 3 minutes. 3 minutes since we don't have 5 resistance and we have the 1 hour close. But realistically, we need to be running 1 hour stop to be safe, which is 80 pips. What if we were to run the 50-minute stop below this structure here is about 60? Yeah, I think smallest stop we can run is about 60 because it keeps liking to retest this zone here. So actually 5 would make sense here. Why would 5 make sense? Because we have the 1 hour close, we have a 30-minute setup 3, and we have 30-minute closes as well. And we would then have the 5. So it would actually be valid. But I really would want stop loss below here, right? Because there is no reason why the trade would be wrong if it retested here. It wouldn't be wrong, the trade. But you would be stopped out if you use any other stop loss. But then you could say, okay, I don't expect it to retest there. I expect it to continue. Now we'll see. Ideally it chills for 8 minutes, 7 minutes here. If it can chill for 7 minutes, we're good. What do you look for when you say we have the 1 hour? Well, you tell me, what do you think the 1 hour looks like? Try think. It's how you're gonna learn. Which map do you play the most in CS2? Probably gonna be, naturally, I play on Faceit, so it's like, you ban maps, right? So it ends up probably being Mirage, actually, that's for sure. Mirage always seems to be the one that comes up. Recently, it's been a lot of Anubis, but I like Anubis. Why don't you give your losing trades a second chance? Because I'm normally very accurate. And if they lose, then unless it was a tight stop loss placement, then it won't work out anyways. Like, there is no second chance. If I'm wrong, then since I'm not wrong all the time, I'm like rarely wrong, that when it's wrong, it's just wrong. It just goes the other way or just ends up ranging for the day, which is most likely the case. Like, there's not been many times where I just get direction completely wrong. It probably just pulls back and then just ends up ranging. So, One Piece Trader, what's your answer, bro? Waiting. I need the answer. Odds is gold is just going to range this session. We don't know. There is definitely a shit ton of volume in DAX. I can see the price. So DAX is moving well. It's only GBP Bank that's closed. You have everything else open. So who knows? It is a risk, but with European Bank open and other banks open, I think it's still okay. It would suck if we just range the whole session, and obviously we'll lose the trade in that sense, but that's the risk we're taking. If you were to look at something like DAX, it's just pushing. There's definitely no problem. There's no problem of that, right? May I know why you don't enter on a 30-minute setup 3? Because we have nothing closing above the range. We have nothing closing above the range, you see? We're stuck at this 60 level. So I don't want to enter at that. JPY also closed? Yeah, that's going to affect the JPY, not going to affect something like gold or, you know. Bottom wick maybe? No, really concentrate. What do we have on, if we're looking for buys today, what has the 1 hour time frame done to help you for buys? Right? What do we have on the 1 hour that helps you for buys? And it's as simple as that. So that's what I mean by I have the 1 hour. And I want you to discover that answer. I know you can answer it if you just think hard. Because it's a simple answer that you'll be able to get. What does the 1 hour have that can help us to take buys? We might be quiet still, bro. I swear, if you write that in chat now and it pushes, I'm blaming you. This is all your fault. We have bullish momentum. Concentrate harder. What do we have on 1 hour? What has 1 hour done? What has the candle? It's not a trick question. It's literally as simple as it is. When I say we have 1 hour, right? What setup? What setup is happening on 1 hour? There is a setup on 1 hour. What setup is it? And what's part of that setup? If I tell you, you're going to kick yourself. So you just have to think simply, not overthink it. Still, look what you're doing, bro. Let him answer, guys. Let him answer. Okay, setup 2. So what's part of setup 2? What do we have in setup 2? We have 1 hour candles doing what? If it pushes anymore, we don't have a 1-to-1. Yeah, unfortunately we won't. I'm telling you, it's Sil's fault, guys. Blame Sil, guys. This is not my problem. This is Sil. Even a no bottom wick candle, he did this, huh? Super sorry. I need to say sorry, guy. Poor guy, guys. Leave him alone. Man, look, it's not even making a top wick, bro. It's just full pushing. What a interest. Same thing happened today on DAX, but this is how bank holidays are. They're like hard volume or bullshit. It's always sometimes like this, but there's volume today, and that's the thing that I was guessing that would happen, is that we would at least have volume because all the other banks are open. So that's what's important to us as a trader. Yeah, we unfortunately need a thunderstorm right now to be able to get into this. It's just stop loss doesn't make sense here. 73 pips for 55. I'm just forcing a trade to get into a trade. But you guys can take this trade if it makes you feel good to get that. But I want to be paid, man. At least what I risk, you know. I really want to be paid. You know. Yeah, I wanted at least a 5 close above here. All these candles could not close above, so I wanted either the 5. I was happy to go on 5. Oh, maybe wick fill here would be an option if it keeps rejecting like this and makes a good bottom wick. We could actually see a wick fill. Okay, no bottom wick at the moment. Let's see if we can get the bottom wick and then reflip and break its own high. Let's see. Yeah, if it pushes, if it spikes any higher before a bottom wick, it's not going to really work. Yeah, break of previous high, yes, correct. But what has the candle done, One Piece? What has it done? It has... What's our confirmation? What do we wait for candles to do? Dying to answer. Alright, so we are making a bottom wick here. Let's see how it's gonna form. You know, there is an option right now to take it re-break of its own high. 5-minute structure is limited all the way to down here, so stops have to go below that. 66 for 66. Wow, just a 1-to-1. Hopefully this can create 5-minute structure, will make our lives really easy. We want good confirmation here. I mean, the deeper this retest right now, the more confident I feel taking it on the flip. I don't like this big LTA here. So I would love to see this dip into here. Boom. Big boy move. You mean fair value gap? No, I don't subscribe to that. We would have a thunderstorm here if this 5 can close bearish. I really hope it. Last 30 seconds, markets are hard today, boys. Just wanted that thunderstorm there. Just literally 20 seconds, man. 20 seconds for that thunderstorm. Fuck off. That's annoying, man. That's annoying. I was like, okay, 30 seconds. I was thinking, you know, flip was the idea. Flip rebreak of its high. I'm like, 30 seconds. Let's see the thunderstorm. I think this 1 minute candle came out of nowhere here. This was where our entry would have been though. So it's not too far off the entry where we are right now. So even if I entered on the flip, we could. But the problem I have is it's not creating that 5 minute structure. If we have the thunderstorm, we have a bearish 5 minute close, it can start to respect that bearish close, right? Whenever you have something, it can start to respect that bearish close. Compared to now, we just have a bullish close within the wick, which is not the best thing, right? So I wanted that bearish close there because the bearish close gives me some sort of security to then hold drawdown all the way to here. I know if we start to break below wherever it forms, like maybe here, right here, we start to break below, I know that I'm going to be needing to get out. Whereas right now, really it can pull back to key level here and have no issues. So I really don't want to be part of that pullback. That's the thing, right? Like right now, you could go right here, which is kind of the entry or where it would be on the flip. But do expect, this is the first time we've seen some volume, do expect price to maybe pull back all the way to 60s here. You know, and check your stop loss here, 62 pips. You have 1-to-1 to get to the highs. Has nothing to respect, man. Literally the last area where it can respect is here, man. So you're giving up how much drawdown would we have to hold if we get cooked? 30 pips. And it's not bad, but not something we want to do with a small risk of bank holiday of England. I mean, this is kind of a personal choice. I think there's no rush on a Monday to be pushing it on high risk. Having to hold this, because this what's happening now, us going red candle, is a good thing. But if you're in the trade, it's a bad thing because you're going in drawdown. But right now, for us out the trade, so that's always a situation which I hate to be in. Whenever you're in a situation where if you're out the trade, it's a good thing. When you're in the trade, it's a bad thing. Means you shouldn't really be in that trade. I'm gonna repeat that again, okay? Because that's important, right? If you're in a trade, and if you were out that trade, it was a good thing. But if you're in the trade, it's a bad thing. It's not really a trade you should be in because you have two contradicting. Meaning that you're changing your mind because you're in the trade and you're out of... And probably the best judgment would be obviously when you're out the trade because that's when you make better judgments. So us being out the trade right now, we want this to close bearish to create structure so that we know where we're wrong. If you were in the trade right now, entering right here, you would be like, I hope this doesn't close bearish, so I have to hold a pullback. You know? Because keep in mind, guys, for you to get paid, this has a lot of business. This has to reach all the way up here. That's your 1-to-1, huh? That's not even a 1-to-2. That's not even... That's just your 1-to-1. So the more you dissect this and put this in your head without entering emotionally, you start to realize you make a better decision. Unless today just comes with an absolute nutty candle that just rips to TP, which is fun, but we can't trade hoping on, you know, outliers like that, right? We have to trade based on actual probabilities, you know? I mean, DAX, let's see what DAX is doing. I mean, this is the same scenario on DAX, right? 5 minute pushes, no structure. The trade where you would be equivalent of entering a trade where this orange line is. That's basically what you're doing on gold if you enter a trade right now. And the risk is this pullback. Now, this pullback can still remain bullish all the way down into 20.066. It can come back here, retest here, and it will not change the fact that we're still being on a bullish trend. But you have to sit there in a buy that, yes, you saw some profit, but then have to hold now double the profit in drawdown, hoping and you're begging that price does create a structure. After it creates the structure, you're starting to hope that it doesn't make a lower high. See, it starts to become a lot of probabilities and a lot of battles you have to fight just for your trade to play out. So we just sit here and hope that this thing pulls back, because it hasn't had a pullback in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 candles. It's a lot. To be the guy buying after 7 candles, it doesn't feel smart to me. CR7. Also keep in mind we have buy options above the previous 30. We haven't lost this range yet, huh? Still a 52 pip range. So this next 15 minute, if we can form some sort of structure after the close or before the close, would be good. Would you ever trade Asian on US 30? Nah, probably not. And that's like really hit or miss. Swing trading and stuff, it doesn't matter what time. If you trade 1 hour, you're still watching 15 range? No. Based on 1 hour, right? I mean, you could watch it to see, like, obviously if there's been such a strong 15-minute resistance, maybe it's a good idea to keep an eye on that. But let's say on a day like today, if you were to enter based off the 1 hour, you would enter based off this 1 hour close. And this 1 hour close, you wouldn't really care, right? You have 80 pip stop loss. You wouldn't really care about the 15-minute resistance that we know is here. You know? Yeah, you see what I mean about DAX? That right now it can pull back all the way down here to 66 before you see a reaction. And whoever bought up here, bought here, you're all in drawdown, you know? Like, even if we took this trade aggressive and put stop loss 43 points for 28, you're out break even, wasted your time. But you know that. You know that because you measured the range. You're lucky it pushed up first. If this pullback happened any earlier, you're cooked. And this is where small details can make people lose in this game. And they don't realize this until someone points it out or you experience it yourself. The problem is many people will experience it and not know what happened because it's so minute. But in other words, this is giving us now more range to trade back towards the upside with setup 2s and stuff. Setup 2 break of high, previous candle a close above the high. Not a close above the high. What has the candle done? Keep it super simple. No break of high. What has the candle done? It's one word. Just one word I'm looking for. You have to get it. What is the confirmation we use when we're waiting for a trade? We wait for the candle to don't guys, you absolutely ruined it. Both of you banned for 1 week now. It's not fair. He has to learn himself. He won't remember. Now, if you just spoon feed people, they don't remember. And if you're in a trade with 1 hour, did you still trade intra-session? No, like even if I take an intra-session trade and it runs outside the session, it's fine. You know? Like that doesn't matter. But if you're taking a 1 hour trade, you of course expect it to last longer, right? Expect it to last longer. London open here in about 1 minute. This candle will close above. Might close above. If it does close above and we get 5 minute structure, totally valid. We have 1 hour close with 5 minute structure as well. I like it. I like it. I like it. I took it based on 30 minute here, close below the level. Yeah, just be careful with that. But your stop loss is fine. That's the difference, is your stop loss is fine. I would take that with this stop loss, but I wasn't really wanting to run this stop loss here today. I didn't know if we had it in us to push around 86 pips. You know, it's kind of just to get to here 78, not even a 1-to-1. But like I said, I guess today's the day where it just 5-minute doesn't pull back. But you can't trade on guesswork, right? I mean, I don't trade on guesswork. London Open as well, we will watch and see if it can pull back as well. Do you think gold is a swing idea long for 2 to 4 weeks? Personally, no, I don't. Yeah, here it is. There we go. Yep. There it is. Hate to say I told you so, but yeah, that's exactly why. Yeah, look at this. And you don't have time to really react to that because it's the open. And this is where you get cooked. Yeah, that's nasty. Last second, right? So I hate to say I told you so, but that's the risk. Like, remember, I said it can come all the way back to 60s. Remember, our entry was going to be up here. You're down like 26 pips now, 28 pips, 29 pips, and you didn't have time to even manage. Because it literally opened up, flipped. You know? So I hope everyone learns a lesson from that, because really no one gives value like that. Like, really, I promise you, no one can tell you about the market like that, show you live and tell that before the hand. It's really good information. Let's see what DAX is doing. DAX is flipping here. 15-minute candle close bearish, 30 close bearish, 1 hour close bullish. Actually, 30 close doji here. I wonder if this 1 minute close above would be. We need to act fast here. We need to act fast. Ah, I missed it. I was thinking on the flip, actually. This flip might have been nice. But I don't have enough time to measure stop. We're talking about gold. 35 for 23. Oh, okay, never mind. It wouldn't have worked anyways. That's fine. I wouldn't have taken it anyways. It's not the right risk to reward. A close, exactly, bro. It's a close. That's the answer. Is there any difference between a profitable trader and a professional trader? A professional trader could work for a firm. A profitable trader could trade for himself. Depends if you're talking about someone who's professional at trading or someone who does it as a profession. There's two types of professionals. Maybe a 1 minute close above here is an option. Wonder how spicy we can be today. How spicy we can be. See what happened to gold? Yeah, back to 60s. You see what I'm talking about? Like, really, it's clockwork, man. It's clockwork. It's really clockwork. I'm tempted to take a buy right from here based on that. 5 minute close bullish, I'd probably take a buy. No top wick on 1 hour. See what it looks like on broker. Oh, it has a wick. It has a wick. Never mind. So yeah, nice little 5 minute close actually can help though. I was thinking to buy low. Yeah, you don't know where the low is though. So that's why we always wait for a confirmation. That thinking is fine, you know, but you want to always have the confirmation. Now, in this case, we have a confirmation of a 30 close bullish here. We have a confirmation, not a confirmation of 15. So a 5 close above here, that would kind of be your option. Yep. To get to this 5 minute resistance and see what happens. Will this be a setup 6? Yeah, it would be a form of it, yes. Yes, yes. DAX is moving wild right now. Wonder what's a trade we can take on DAX here. 1 hour has all of this BS here. I wonder what you can take on DAX. Gold coming back to 60s here. We need something to close above this. A thunderstorm would work on gold as well. Not gold, sorry, DAX. DAX 30-minute has a setup 3, does it? No, that's not a setup 3. Look how long the wick is. Thunderstorm would work. Break of this high, run stops below 5 structure. Once it closes bearish. And then try get volume to push through here. You have a quick break even, but you would rely on volume. But we need that structure to form. 1 minute has no structure yet, you see? So we need that structure. Otherwise, same shit that happened on gold. You guys call me crazy. Same thing that happened on gold will happen to you here on DAX. Right? It might not happen. But we don't trade on mites. We trade on we trade on things that are actually proven long-term. Sustainability. Because 1 or 2 times it might go without you, no problem. But the rest of the time you take it, you lose, it's a lot worse. What's poppin'? Did I miss a trade? Yeah, we took about 6-7 trades today. Fully active day. Fully active day. Quick rejections. It's not the good sign. Quick rejections. Look at gold, man. How many people would have got messed up here? I'm telling you guys. Including us, if I didn't wait for that. It's how important it can be. But now we're in a good position, right? Because now we have leverage over the market, believe it or not. Right? We waited. And like I said, this thing can come back. Now that it's come back, it messes up everybody. If it wants to continue in the correct direction, should be good. Out at BE, I think you took a bit of a loss, man. BE was up here. .1 RR. Let's see, you had a stop loss here of 80 pips. It lost 20 pips. Is that about 2.5 minus 0.25 R? Yeah, that's why I prefer closes, man. Closes rock. You know, normally when the range is so big, like, look, it's not like you got a shit push. It was not a bad push, huh? 36 pips was a good push. But if you're running 80 pip stop loss, it's nothing for you. And that's why I always attempt to try find something decent in terms of SL placement. So sometimes you guys, you say, oh, why you didn't take the trade? Why you not getting into trades? There's reasons, and it will all show itself long term. Maybe right now it doesn't make sense, but long term you always get to see the real truth. What's up, everyone? I was watching a YouTube video in full furu on gold. Gold made a clean setup, but would have caught me on SL. I don't think it was actually clean, though. If it was clean, I'll be in with you guys 100%. Anything clean, I'm in. I'm ready. Fully active for something clean. Any day. I'm thinking on DAX, like, can we buy above this high here? I need to see how it looks on broker. I mean, it is a clean candle on my broker. Do I trust it is the question. Let's see the 1 hour. Yeah, I have like this 1 hour resistance higher on my broker at 23,105. I have a previous 1 hour support. I feel if we can close above that previous 1 hour support, it's gonna make sense. Above previous 1 hour support. Also be above that 15-minute resistance. Yeah, basically this resistance here, 4 hour resistance is a little bit higher on broker. So we have room to there. Have around 22 points to the 4 hour resistance on broker. So I wonder if I base my trade off broker today. Bro, gold can give setup 1. We have 15 closing bearish. We need something closing above. We need something above this 15-minute. You see, be nice. Yeah, the 15-minute close above. Yes, that would be good. 3 minutes. Yes, you're right about that. Not 30-minute. The 15-minute would be good. 15 close above could work here. Now, how big stops on this 15-minute? 43 pips for, yeah, see, now you have range, right? Now it has something good. DAX, let's see what DAX doing. Yeah, my broker DAX needs to close above 106. So if I take it on broker, it would make sense. On this, it looks like shit. No 1 minute pullback on, yes, no 1 minute pullback on gold. Let's see if it closes above 35 seconds, man. Needs to close above and close strong, not just a shitty close above. Damn, it closed below the line on my broker, guys. I was watching it on my broker, it closed below my line here. So I needed it above my line, and so did gold close below as well. So I have to wait here to break my rules if I'm basing it off broker. Shame about gold. Gold was looking pretty good. I guess we have to wait 15 minutes more on gold to see if it wants to close above. Bank holiday shenanigans. Gold is, I think, having a bit of bank holiday syndrome. We're not really seeing much continuation here. Only way we can enter is above here on a 5 as well. A little bit tough. Yeah, that line was good. Lines protect you, man. Lines protect you. Should make a trading shirt that says have lines question mark, but the lines look like something else. And just make them look like flour, right? Make the lines look like flour with on the end of the line put 1 hour resistance, 4 hour resistance. That would be a cool shirt. So I have the shirt like this. That's my shirt. You like it? And we'd have, it says here got lines question mark, and then you have lines here. And these lines look like flour, if you know what I mean. But on each one of the lines, it says 4 hour resistance, daily resistance, 1 hour support, you know, they're labeled. That'd be a fun shirt. Define flowers, not flowers, flower. To look at the camera, flower. Might say at the market today, both pairs I trade not doing much, GU and GJ. Yeah, if you're a GU and a GJ trader, you should not be trading today. New York, actually, GU, you're fine. But especially a GJ trader, no point. GU, probably no point as well. DAX, we have European markets open. Gold shouldn't be affected too much as well. How long till this? No, we have 10 minutes for the 15, man. That kind of sucks. Let's do some forecasting. If we get a close above here, 39 pips is not bad. We still have a 50 pip range. Yeah, it's not that bad, man. Even if price pushes here above the 30, it's not bad. It's still an option. DAX is a possibility. Let's see if it closes. Oh, it didn't. I don't think it closed above my line. Nah, it didn't. I can't take that. I'm liking gold though. 10 minutes. If we can chill 10 minutes on gold, doesn't look that bad. Red 15? No, it would be below green 15. We ignore the 30-minute zone? Yes, we would be able to do that. It would be even better if we get the 15 above the 30-minute zone. We have range. We have range. With this type of close, we have range. You check it here, man. If we were to close above here, stop loss would be like 44, but target here is like 45 as well. So it's enough. It's just enough. Do you run your support and resistance on the actual wicks or the candles? You need to watch my most recent video. It explains this all and explains how I use it to enter as well. Go ahead, watch this. Leave a like on the video if you haven't. So get the views up and post it in chat. Go leave a like, leave a comment. Do the YouTube business. DAX tap 4 hour. Yeah, there's 4 hour on DAX. I mean, DAX pushing nice, man. DAX has good volume today, but it's just not giving any entries. I mean, this broker looks cooked. There's no trade here for sure. On my broker, there was a little bit of clean candles here, which is why I was trying to get in. But we had a 1 hour resistance on my broker here as well, which I wanted to get above. So you have to follow rules, man. Like, based on this is not really a trade that follows rules. No need to take aggressive entries. We have range above these highs here as well. You see? There's a range above daily resistance. So if DAX is just going to push today, there might be one last trade because we have structure here. So there might be one last chance. Six minutes for gold here. I'm gonna wait 6 minutes and then if nothing, I call it. Let's see how it looks on other brokers. Let's see, like this broker here. What do we look like on the 5? Yeah, that even looks cooked on the 5. I mean, technically nothing. I mean, just about close above. On my broker now, it's above the 5-minute range. Yeah, it's all messed up, the broker. It's very hard today, man. Very hard today when so many things are unaligned. Everything is different, you know? Mine, it's still at the 5-minute range. Mine's just above 4 hour resistance right now. Look at this volume that came in here, huh? Wow. Oh yeah, yours looks completely different. I mean, at this point here on DAX, if it can create a thunderstorm, it's valid. Thunder or 5-minute structure, it's going to be valid. Strange, huh? DAX didn't move up the way I would have wanted it to move after this recovery. It didn't really give us many moves during London, believe it or not. We just pushed random times. So we didn't really get the move to capitalize too much of this big push that we should have. But that's how markets work sometimes. Did you buy DAX or were you looking to sell? No way would I sell DAX at the high like that. That's stupid. At least you need 5-minute bearish to consider even a sell. Selling it at the high like that feels a little bit too aggressive for me. I mean, I don't see, that's not the way I trade though. And I don't like to trade that way, because if I lose a trade like that, I feel stupid because everything was closing bullish. At least if one candle closed bearish, at least you feel like, okay, one candle at least closed bearish, right? But when you're selling stuff that's like completely bullish, it just feels like a little bit like, oh, I don't think I made the right decision here. And that was a big part for me. We might get the 5-minute structure and then the close above for continuation on DAX. Not bad. Gold? Oh, gold's being gay. Oops. Man, I'm losing subscribers by saying that. But we all know what they are. I think this is why I'm shadow banned, bro. I need to really try unshadow ban myself here, really. Like, literally, I said that. We dropped. Literally, look. You think it's cap? It's not cap. I'll show you, right? You guys see how many people are watching stream right now? 498, right? Look at the last registered amount of viewers, right? 498 watching. Look, we were at 534. The minute I said that, 498. I'm telling you, it's not cap. Really, look, 534. We were at like, you lost some. People, I think, really get offended probably. Oh, they're back. Make sure, guys, leave a like on the stream, guys. Get the likes up to 200. A lot of information today saved from gold massive drawdown. Lots of information today. Gold is actually looking pretty cooked. I think DAX looks way more exciting, but now DAX is retracing. How crazy would it be right now to take a sell on DAX? If we close back in the range. Mixed bias. Take liquidity from the highs. Everyone starts to take impulsive buys. 15-minute ends up closing bearish. You sell. Next level stuff. Or we could just be cool and just continue this breakout, which is a lot more fun to trade. Which I would prefer. Hey bro, as a profitable trader, how often do you recommend backtesting and for how long? I normally like to backtest like, not backtest, simulate, right? I like to simulate whenever we're going into like, I think a good drill I was doing before I became so accustomed is I would do it at least 1 week of backtesting before every new month. So I would remind myself of what price action was like compared to last year. You know, that was really good habit I used to do. So let's say end of month, I would normally actually take a day off at the end of the month. I would backtest for like an hour. That in an hour backtesting session in the morning. Once you're profitable, you're good. You know how to enter anyways. Should only take. You should be able to finish 2 weeks of data in an hour easily. You know. Do you have an overall weekly bias for gold? Do you analyze upcoming news? Yes. For me, my overall analysis on gold this week is to stay in the range. We might retest towards all-time highs, but I think that gold is cooling down a little bit. We did 3 days in an hour? Yeah, but that's different. Hi, if you look for 5-minute structure for 15 time frame entry, I should look. No, you shouldn't. You don't have to, no. But just make sure the 1 hour trade makes sense, right? Like your target is big enough, blah, 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 blah. If you don't have a big enough target, it's gonna suck. You're gonna lose that 1 hour entry. My plan on DAX right now is to look for a buy above the high. Thinking to change to intraday trading? Yeah, sure. What's the reason? I used to 1 hour. Why? So now you're just uncomfortable with lower time frame? That's the whole point. You need to build that comfort. That's the thing. People want things to change, but they don't make a change. So if you are really good on the 1 hour, then you don't need, right? You're already super profitable. But if you are not profitable on the 1 hour, you know, so you have to continue with both. If you see a 1 hour trade, take a 1 hour trade. If you don't, then that's how it is. In the world of educational trading, your live sessions are an island in a sea full of lava. I appreciate that, man. Mark weekly, yeah, slightly above here, this one. Quite profitable with 1 hour before, just need more consistency. Consistency is part of profitability. So that must mean there's a leak, right? So you have to find your leak. You can't keep changing. If you want to stick with 1 hour, stick with 1 hour. Tradesharpe, bro, it's always a question for me. Why don't you start a prop firm challenge and trade? Yeah, that's my plan. 1, 3, 5 minute gives you more entries, but also more losses. Yes. If this 5 doesn't close bullish, I'm going to call stream, but I'm still taking the trade if it closes above here. Wondering if you trade US oil? I don't. I stick to, but I mean, my strategy works on any pair. If you trade 1 hour for entry, what time frame do you use for bias? Everything's same, guys. It's not just some magical thing has to change. All same. The only time frame you change what you use for bias is when you're entering on 4 hour. Then you look at like weekly and daily. Tradesharpe predicted the bearish move. Yeah, we spoke about it in the webinar. Whenever you have that long rejection candle on a weekly, it's not a good sign. We were showing previous examples that almost every single time gold has pulled back from that. Every single time. All right, candles closing doji here. Yeah, I'm gonna wait for something closing above here. That's the plan, but I'm gonna hop off with the guys in the exclusive. We'll see. We'll hang around for a while, see if that comes through. Gold, I think, is cooked, man. Gold is just cooked. It's actually forming a bank holiday day today. This is the problem with a bank holiday, is it's hit or miss, right? You can see there's no volume in gold. That hopefully should pick up by New York, but we're just not going anywhere in gold. But same plan will remain for gold. DAX has some volume, but it just needs to close above. So either DAX gets stuck in the range and that's it, game over, or we break out and continue. We have to see, right? The main thing is we didn't lose today. We showed up to the market on bank holiday. I do not trade bank holidays. It's not my rules to trade bank holidays. I made an exception today because nothing else was closed except for the JPY bank, but that doesn't really affect gold and DAX. But European bank were open, US bank was open, doesn't really tell me that there should not be an option. And we did see good volume throughout the day on DAX. Just really tough entries with the weird ranges we had today because everyone's broker looked different. And that's just going to eat you up. So let's see if this closes above. If this happens after stream, good luck. And otherwise, I catch you on stream. And I'll see you guys tomorrow, right? Peace. Hopefully catch you guys soon. And yeah, take care all. Peace, peace. Cheers.